Hey everyone, let's take a look at this problem, the third problem in section 1.2, homework and achieve, where directions are to find the equation of the line with the x-intercept x equals 7 and y-intercept y equal 1. Again, your numbers may be slightly different, but pretty much the same format here. And then in parentheses, use symbolic notation and fractions were needed. Okay, so we'll explain that here in a minute. So make sure we understand what the x-intercept, when we say x equals 7, of course, the point is on the x-axis, meaning the y-coordinate is 0. So the actual point is 7, 0. And the y-intercept, right, is on the y-axis. It's the x-coordinate is 0, so that point is 0, 1. I actually plotted the point. Here's the x-axis, right, as the horizontal axis, and we're at 7, 0 there, and the y-axis, the vertical axis, 0, 1. There's the y-intercept, and we're just looking at the line passing through these 2 points. So I want the equation of this line right here. Okay, so first of all, we'll need the slope, and the slope, right, is found by this formula. It's basically the, the rise over the run, the change in the y-coordinate over the change in the x-coordinate. So I've got y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and I've labeled this point, the x-intercept, my first point. So x1 is 7, y1 is 0, and this will be my second point. Doesn't matter how you define those, but you have to be consistent. If you do y2 minus y1, you have to do x2 minus x1. So y2 is 1, y1 is 0. And x2 is 0 and x1 is 7. So 1 minus 0 is 1, 0 minus 7, -7. 1 divided by -7 is -1/7. Okay, leave that in fraction form. That's the implication here. Fractions were needed, so you don't want to use your calculator and approximate that as a decimal. Also, getting negative is real encouraging because we can see this line is decreasing as we go from left to right, and indeed the slope should be negative. It's always a good idea to, if you're given the points, sketch the line so that you, or at least know whether the line has a positive or negative slope to check your calculations here. So real simple here. Now, what is the equation of the line, right? That's what we're asked to find the equation of the line. I'm going to use the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line because I have the y-intercept. The slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, b is the y-intercept. Of course, x and y are the arbitrary points, is the arbitrary point on the line. So the slope, of course, we just found was -1/7. The y-intercept b is 1. So notice when we say the y-intercept is 1, of course, we mean the y-coordinate is 1. The x-coordinate is obviously always 0. And I just plug those in, and here is my answer. So if you're using this for the first time, make sure you use that little fraction tool that's in the basic math palette at the bottom of the screen. When you put your cursor in the box to enter in the value, this will allow you to get the fraction. The negative sign goes in front of the fraction, so you do a negative sign, hit that key, use your or hit that button, use your up and down arrows to get the 1 and the 7, and then move out of that fraction to write x and then +1. And hopefully that works. Hope that makes sense.